This is going to be an update overall on what I'm doing, what I'm planning. Um, for starters, I've got, in terms of in limbo land, doctor's appointments for my husband. They've been postponed by at least 10 days, at least so far. That might get postponed again. And he still has some medical conditions that he's yet to get diagnosed. Waiting for Medicaid approval. We're waiting to see as well if I get approved for disability, Social Security disability renewal, or if I get denied again and therefore have to appeal it again. I'm waiting to see as well if my husband gets approved for Social Security disability, or if he gets denied, in which case we'll appeal that. Okay. Then I'm also waiting on I'm going to try and still get another roofer to give me a written estimate, full detailed written estimate on the cost of replacing the roof. We got a oral one, and the guy was supposed to email us back. He never did, on what the details would be in terms of the $20,000 to fix our Gabriel, I believe that's how you pronounce it, shape roof. Um, and and therefore that's in limbo land. We might be applying for a rural development loan to indeed get that replaced, and then it would be in essence a 30-year or 33 or whatever year payback of a loan. If we did that, which would basically take me, if at that rate, to become older than my husband is now, which would take me from age 36 to age 69 years of age to repay. Which, again, I may well live far beyond that, so it's not out of the question. But in the meantime, it needs to be known for what it is. Then another thing that is in limbo land I'm working on is building the Ehlers-Danlos Worldwide Cooperative. And odds are I will finally get an ink cartridge for my printer and get that up and running in my home in, if not early April, depending upon how money things go, possibly May. At that point, I will, and it also is going to depend upon what other government I hear in terms of what their shutdowns are, in delaying different due dates and what have you. And also if the UBI gets passed and gets administered at that point in terms of in April, and then guess what? I'll not only be able to pay to definitely deal with taxes and that ink cartridge. I'll be able to at that point as well get running water back on in my home, definitely, even without the GoFundMe getting fulfilled on that. But again, that's highly iffy. We'll see. But whenever I get the paperwork done, in terms of, we're going to be doing, for the cooperative, we're going to be doing virtual signatures, as in, I'm not sure what signature program we're going to be using, but whatever it is, we'll be all signing in our respective locations. And then I will print that out and send it into the government office in nearby Jefferson City. If I don't physically drive it there, probably, though, I will indeed use the U.S. Postal Service. Furtherly, I'm looking on continuing to plan for the Free Assange event. At this point, because of, it seems, bans of gatherings of over 50 people, it might even be bans of 10 people, I'm more thinking that what it's going to turn into being, if this stays through May, which it might well, of people coming to my home as a meetup point, either before or after the Capitol, and in essence having a parade back and forth regarding, on that day or on those days that we host that event. And I'll post route information in detail in terms of directions at that point, and I'll have balloons balloons at a minimum up, and other decorations, so that people indeed see where the heck it is once they get nearby. Because Google Maps, by the way, there's a 50-50 shot at best, if I even give people the address, that they'll be led here completely correctly by Google Maps. So that's one of the things that I do want to warn people on. Even if when I indeed give out the address, it's odds are it's not going to work all the way. I'm at the same time, I'm also focused on my gardening. Hopefully this indeed works out, where we have an arrangement with someone that they'll cut the backyard grass in return for them taking away a lawnmower that's in the backyard that's basically useless to us completely. They'll get some use out of it, and they'll cut our backyard for free for a year. And that'll take a lot of the pressure off of us in terms of trying to figure out how the heck we're going to get that done, and how the heck we're going to avoid tickets. And as that gets done over this next year, I will continue to peel back that lawn in terms of my getting hand tools, and indeed eliminating, I'm hoping, at least 50% of it, to replace it by edible, crops, edible plants. One of the things I think that I'm going to be planting in there is at least one or two of the black cherry bushes that I've ordered. And that should be in the mail and coming in April. And beyond that, I'm also going to be putting out as many annual bulbs in terms of flowers as I can, to, again, in part get rid of the lawn, in part as well add something that looks nice, not and yet is as well functional, because I also want, beyond bees to help pollinate my plants that I'm going to be eating, I also want other wildlife to be taken care of too. So loads of projects that I'm right now. Some of them, yes, are definitely moving ahead. Others are just plain in limbo land, and I can't do anything about them. I think probably I'm in a unique position in that, aside from the no running water, and that really is the biggest thing, I really could, for the most part, I really do, in spite of the fact that, yes, there'll be some foods that I'll miss. Right now, I can indeed get by, as can my husband, the two of us, for about 2 or 3 months without worrying about actually needing to definitely buy any food. We really are okay. The roof might collapse before then. That's a real chance. Okay, given the degree of the rot that we were told about in terms of how bad the roof is. Okay, long before that, in terms of the no running water, we'll run out of potable water. So that's not going to last the 2 to 3 months that the foodstuffs will. Especially because, again, I have a lot of seeds, and I will get in, seedlings, and those, I know enough of them are going to bear fruit/vegetables, so that we'll be okay in that regard too. And we have a sizable number of canned vegetables. So we really are in a rather unique position where most of the things, I think a lot of people are like, hey, that's fine. Hey, that's secure. Water and roof. We're like, oh my gosh, what's going to come of that? We really don't know. It's a scary part, and they're understandably rather freaked out about, I don't have any food. I'm not going to have any food. How am I going to eat anything? I don't have anything saved. We have enough saved. We have a sizable amount saved up, and so that's not really our concern. My husband can't eat many beans, but we have over 30 pounds of dry beans. We have, a sizable amount of rice. As long as we ration that out to the point of maximizing what will stuff our faces every frickin' night in terms of these foodstuffs, with the way our systems currently operate, we have enough for easily 1 month. 3 months is would be where it would stretch, where we would be needing to start to stretch things. And at that point, we would need our vegetable and fruit garden, growing well, and we'd be, starting to get bad, I'd say, after about 2 months. But at that point, the water long before that would run out, and therefore we'd be worried about, potable water. So that's where, in terms of either the fundraiser or some other mechanism, we need to get this shutdown reversed or get more running water in about every 30 days minimum. It's a scary time. To me, talk is running rampant. I am very much anti-authoritarian. I do not want to see the primaries, even though I know that they're fake in terms of being completely rigged, but I still don't want to see them suspended. I do want to see voting by mail, and ranked choice voting, and for people to get phone calls and or emails, depending on their choice, to confirm that their vote has been counted, and people in protective gear counting the ballots. Instead, what this is going to be turning into, it seems like, is people are going to be demanded to show up or else, or stay home. It's definitely, therefore, a freaking scary time. Passover, I'm gonna be hosting, in essence, a virtual seder for, which is to say, my husband's gonna be here, and beyond that, I'm gonna try and broadcast it somehow, and sending a few people. If you want a link to that, Customator gotta let me know. This isn't to push my religion on you at all. It's just to welcome other people to share. If you feel like telling me to screw myself on that offer, by all means, I don't care. It's an offer. Years past, I generally have had more Wiccans and Jews at my Passover Seder, so this isn't in any way trying to have me push Judaism on you. It's not. I'm generally the only Jew at my Passover Seder. Years past, obviously, that wasn't the case, but now it is, and it's fine. So again, I also encourage people, whatever it is that you do, try to live as normally as you can, heal, survive, endure, love each other, and keep safe. Shalom.